Hey guys, 420 High Asian Boy, and today we're going to cover dextromethorphan, aka DXM, and diphenhydramine, aka DPH. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a recovering poly addict with more than 4 years of sobriety, and I've done a lot of DXM and DPH in my days as an addict. And I've taken a lot of high doses of these drugs, so my memories from the trips are a bit hazy, so we're just going to go into the effects and what I remember from these different trips all in one video. So let's dive right into it. Now, DXM is a decongestant and found in various cough medicines such as Delsim or Coricidin, aka triple C's, and in very high doses can produce psychedelic or dissociative like effects such as confusion, disorientation, euphoria. It can act as a stimulant in low doses, and in higher doses can produce sedation or feelings of extreme strength. DXM is not to be messed with, however, as it can cause seizures, coma, or even death if you go above 1500 milligrams. Now, diphenhydramine, aka DPH, is found in allergy and sleep medications such as Benadryl or Unisom. This can also produce hallucinations and delirium-like effects in high doses. Now, DPH is not a psychedelic, and it will typically not make you feel good. And it also has the potential to land you in the psych ward due to how realistic the hallucinations are. Many hallucinations include, but are not limited to, spiders, seeing people that aren't there, seeing shadow figures, also auditory hallucinations such as hearing voices, typically bad ones talking shit about you, or describing your situation, and you will most likely regret ever taking the pills to trip. For me, the impending sense of doom during the come up was the biggest turnoff for me. Many users combine these two drugs as a way to negate the hellish effects of DPH, but DXM won't save you from the nasty effects that DPH has on your brain. Many users report feeling like a vegetable the next day, and even irreversible effects after DPH tripping, especially after high doses. Now, I can't say that I've ever had a good trip on just DPH alone, and I've always felt like it was taking pieces of my brain away, to which I believe that it was, because I've always felt dumb the next day. I've always struggled to do simple tasks, and my short-term memory always went to shit, even just some days later. Usually, whenever I've taken DPH during the trip, I always wished that I hadn't, and I was always locked in this world of miserable psychosis. One time, my sister and I were chilling in the basement, and I was on 300 milligrams of DPH when I suddenly saw a herd of spiders running toward me. I asked my sister if she could see them, to which she of course replied no, and she asked me if I'd taken anything, to which I responded, "I don't think so." I looked around the basement only to see masses of spiders in the corners of the walls. They were extra scary, disgusting looking spiders. I then ran upstairs and attempted to sleep the rest of the trip off. But as I lay down, the restless leg syndrome was a bitch. The only slightly enjoyable thing about DPH trips is the music euphoria. However, it's much better on DXM. On one 200 milligram DPH, and 960 mg DXM trip, my body separated into tiny little atoms, and so I was existing like that, which sounds fun. However, I do not recommend people mess around with these substances because there will be negative consequences. I am just giving you my honest, non-biased opinion about them. But DXM can be dangerous for teens who are looking for a cheap, legal high, because often store products containing DXM contain other ingredients such as guaifenesin or acetaminophen or chlorpheniramine. But teens and young adults, such as myself back in the days, will still attempt to abuse this stuff, and the other ingredients can and will land you in the hospital, or worse, death. I remember one time I had downed 300 milligrams of Benadryl along with some DXM. I forget how much. I remember having a few conversations with a few shadow people before suddenly feeling like something was very wrong. My sister told me that I said that there were 4 of her, and then I suddenly ran into the family room screaming, "No, no, no!" After a while, my mom happened to come home and saw me deliriously tripping balls, and she found the open bottle, the DXM containing acetaminophen. I remember trying to puke but couldn't due to the Benadryl, so my mom had to give me N-acetylcysteine, or however you say it, aka NAC pills, to save my liver from acetaminophen poisoning. Even pure DXM and DPH can cause liver damage at high doses. However, DPH is more likely. This was my first time experimenting with DPH, and I absolutely fucking hated it. And I woke up the next morning with a massive DPH hangover. However, I continued to go back to it a few months later. So I would rate its addiction potential right up there with meth and heroin, as even to this day, I still continue to think about DPH. Years later, during my heroin addiction, I combined 3 quad-stack ecstasy pills with 200 milligrams of DPH and actually had an okay time due to the ecstasy and heroin outweighing the DPH's nasty side effects. Nothing too crazy happened except I was just deliriously tripping balls, seeing writing appearing on the walls out of the corner of my eyes, sharing drinks with the shadow people, and even petting the spiders. However, I'm not recommending anyone combine ecstasy with Benadryl just so they can enjoy the deliriant effects, because masking the negative effects does not change the fact that Benadryl abuse can lead to dementia when you're older, and it's almost guaranteed, so I'll probably get dementia younger than I would have had I not abused DPH. Oh well, fuck it. What can I do? Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, give it a like and share. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. So, don't do Benadryl or DXM. Stick to shrooms and weed. Your body will thank you. So, have a great night, you guys and gals. And as always, stay safe.